Hey!
Welcome to the Ramble Radio, motherfucker!
Video.
What?
But
Yeah.
not gonna believe this. Also radio. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that
For a little while longer.
Isn't that something? You're any
while.
word on the traction there?
We're picking up steam. We've gotten Governor DeSantis down in Florida has removed the word radio from all math books.
Oh shit! All right, because that's
no
critical
more
race
math
theory too, right?
Yeah. So
Wow.
we're picking
Man.
up traction.
Look at
Don't
this.
say radio. It's
Don't
going to
say
happen.
radio. But for now, it's also radio. And I will say, you think it's just us, right? Right?
Yeah. Who else? Who else would it be?
Well, you're not going to believe this. This is the hardest working man on the planet. He put a new feather in his hat, okay? He was the one who orchestrated the firing of the USFL player for ordering a pizza instead of eating chicken salad. Ladies and gentlemen, Cody Villafania. He does not take any bullshit.
No.
Man. Wow.
We have rules for a reason.
Yeah.
It just doesn't fly.
If there's no rules, there's chaos.
Yeah.
And we can't have that.
Chaos. Did you see that, Eddie?
I did not.
That guy, was it the Pittsburgh team?
Oh, man. I think it might have been. I don't remember the team.
He got cut from the team because at a team dinner, they brought chicken salad and he doesn't eat it, so he ordered pizza, and the coach cut him because he felt that was disrespectful.
The coach, the coach said. So he said, "I don't eat chicken salad," and the coach said, "Are we going to have a problem?" And the player said, "Yes." I guess because he needed to eat, and
Well, that's going to be $100 that player doesn't make for that week, I guess.
Yeah.
Because I don't think they pay very well.
Yeah, think about all of when they fold, how much money is going to not get paid as a result of that.
Hundreds of dollars are not going to be paid to people.
Oh, man.
He must not have been a very good player because I don't think you cut a good player for something like that.
That's a good point. I wonder.
Michael Jordan didn't have to eat chicken salad.
Oh, he could eat Phil Jackson's wife out in front of Phil Jackson, and there's no way they're cutting him. No. He could be like, yeah, I'll go fuck Reinsdorf's wife right in front of him. Watch me not get cut. Like, there's nothing you're gonna do, man. Well, here we are, ladies and gentlemen. Wait, let me get a number here. Ramble Radio 236.
Ooh.
And I will let everyone know, this might be it for about a week, maybe 2 weeks. This week we're rambling, but it might be because my ostomy reversal surgery is this Friday. Okay. So when you're listening to Ramble Radio 237, I'm going to be on the slab.
So a doctor's going to be wrist deep in your asshole.
Wrist deep in there, just ass fisting me while you're listening to Ramble Radio 237.
Is that what's happening, or are you taking a week off after the absolute pounding that Schmerelson gave your face?
Look at this. I got right there a fat lip. Right, I don't know if y'all can see that. Can you see the fat lip, guys?
Oh, you can see the fat lip.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
That's where Schmerelson's class ring connected.
Right there, from Johnny Cochran Jr. High. Also, do you notice the swelling in the eye? Have you noticed that?
Yeah.
A little bit of swelling there.
He got you there, too.
He
just worked you over, man.
Talk about I had to go to the hospital earlier this afternoon.
Yeah.
To get my bowel prep for the rectal surgery. That's
usually I help you with bowel prep,
and it's not going to be the same.
But I had a busy day,
right,
and you had to.
Yeah, Eddie's the one, but so I had to go in, and I think Andrew's like, go to urgent care, just see what that shit is, because I'd never had a cold sore. But I was like, how am I getting a zit on my fucking lip? So I go in to urgent care. The doctor takes one look. I'm halfway through explaining it. And she goes, that's shingles. And I'm like, you're fucking kidding. God damn it. So luckily, face shingles is the most awkward, but the least painful.
There you go.
So not much pain, but it looks fucking horrible. And now they
said you get the fuck beat out of you.
I know. And they're not gonna, it's not going to interfere with the surgery. So that's all good.
You look like the head of the mutants after the Dark Knight got finished with you.
I really do. Little Dark Knight Rises Returns reference.
Dark Knight Returns.
I was and okay, guys, I need your take on this. I had a moment in the hospital so this was after I got the shingles news.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm already feeling like shit. And I went to the pharmacy earlier. So I had to go do a COVID test. That's why I went to the hospital. COVID test, get the bowel prep.
Right.
So I finished the COVID test. I'm like, let me go to the pharmacy. Usually the pharmacy, there's a line that's a mile long. So there's nobody. So I'm like, already a great start to the day. And I walk up. This is pre-shingles. I walk up to the pharmacist, and the guy's like, oh, yeah, they place this. It'll be ready in like an hour and a half. And I'm like, come on.
Wow.
So I'm like, okay, so that's cool. So I leave, and I'm like, since I'm here, I might as well go to urgent care because that'll probably take about 2 hours, because that's the busiest part of the hospital, right? So I go in there, and then by the time this is done, she prescribes me, so the doctor prescribed me medicine for it. And so I go back in line. This time the pharmacy line's a little bit longer, not too bad, but I'm not in a great mood. And how do I explain this? You get a blue card if you walk up and your prescription's not ready.
Right.
Doesn't mean you skip the line. You skip the line if your card is green. That's the magic Willy Wonka ticket, which they give those for very special occasions.
Right.
I had a blue card. Everyone in line had a blue one.
Yeah.
So I get in. I am next. I'm next to be called.
Oh, green card comes in.
A very elderly person who's hunched over on a walker with a blue card.
Oh, no. That's not
blue card, walks up right, and he or she, I couldn't tell if it was a he or she. They're right next to me. There's like a little stanchion for the green card people. They're in the stanchion line.
Yeah.
But they have a blue card.
No.
And then the guy goes, window number 6, and I just go, I'm not being polite. I'm like, bye-bye, and I just walk right up. And that person was like, how could you? And I'm like, hey, fucking back of the line. I'm not. So was this another me rejecting a special needs kid on the basketball court moment? I don't know.
It depends on how urgently that old person needed that medication.
Right.
If that's like their lithium pills that they ran out of, and they need those right there, you may have killed somebody.
Yeah.
Luckily, window 2 opened up like 3 seconds after, and the person behind me just awkwardly let the person go and take it. So I was like, all right.
So the person behind you was the bigger person.
The bigger
is
person.
What you're saying.
Yeah, I was like, I'm not. Look, the fucking rules are the rules. It's printed up in like 9 different languages. Fuck off. You know what I mean? I'm not. I ain't got time. Look, I had a rough fucking morning.
We all got blue cards here, ma'am.
We all got blue
sir.
cards, sir, miss, lady, or dude. I would have felt terrible if I turned over and that person was just laid out on the ground.
And the pills are just like 3 feet away. Just like.
It's right there. Just collapses, drops dead. I mean, look, I just found out I had fucking shingles on top of all.
You don't know if that old person knew the blue card, green card situation and was in a complete hurry to try to get to the front line because they needed their pills, and the blue card was not going to give them enough time to get to their pills.
Or they're just being an asshole.
Which is most likely.
You know what happened one time? I was at TSA years ago, and you've had those moments where the TSA line, you get to the airport way early, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking? Oh, so that's what the line was a mile long, and this woman in her 60s, who was like 8 people behind me, just magically starts fake crying and just goes all the way to the front. Everyone just parts and lets her go. And I came this close to being like, what happened? Like, I wanted to be like, okay, time out. What's your fucking tragedy? Bullshit. I was right, but I didn't do it. But I knew it was fucking bull. She was fine. She didn't get a phone call. She wasn't looking at her phone that there was some fucking text. You know what I mean? Like,
so had that incident at the TSA not happened, you would not have.
Exactly.
Right.
I would have let this person just
You would let this person go.
But I barely made my flight.
You lived and you learned.
I lived and I learned. I was like, fuck that motherfucker.
Fuck old people and them getting away with their bullshit.
Because she just started fake crying. It was like, oh, yeah, because, well, I think like Wimbledon was on TV. So what, Federer lost, so she just started bawling and had to move on. Like, there was no, I was like, what's your fucking reasoning? I wanted to just, so what is it? But I was so mad. She was just like holding her ticket, like, and everyone's like, oh, I guess we better.
Wow.
I was like, fuck that. I guarantee you, if you found their gate 5 minutes later, she's just sitting there eating a salad, all happy, like, oh, fuck.
So you walk by and just slap the salad.
Right. What the fuck? Where's your tragedy? Huh? What's a sad story now? Where's your fucking sob story now, lady? So that's anyway. But and I think I got the shingles because I got stressed out when I got the phone call. Eddie was there. I was driving Eddie to get his rental car when the doctor called me and just told me every worst case scenario that could possibly happen.
Yeah, it was not a fun list of things that could happen.
I know, and so I was just stewing and panicking over that all week. So sure enough, the stress, shingle time. But Cody, Eddie's got one. Eddie's got I'm going to help Eddie with this so he doesn't get in any trouble.
Yeah.
We went to, let's just call it, Shep Kringle's rent-a-car service.
Shep Kringle's.
Shep Kringle's rent-a-car bonanza.
Right.
I drop Eddie off, and so I keep going to take the phone call.
Yeah.
But when she starts telling me all these awful things that might happen after the surgery, I pulled over so I could just really pay attention. But I was only like a block and a half away from where I dropped Eddie.
From Shep Kringle's.
From Shep Kringle's
Rental car palooza.
And
so
then Eddie calls me right when I hang up. It was perfect timing. And Eddie, take it, baby.
Well, he drops me off. I get out of the car and I go to open the door to Shep Kringle's, and it's locked. Because I need this rental car because I'm leaving that night. And so I go to do it, and it's not open. So I wait there for like another 2 minutes. I'm just like, you know what, that's weird. Maybe the guy went to lunch, forgot to unlock it on his way back from lunch. Because it's a really small place. Tiny little Shep Kringle's is very small mom and pop shop. And so I knock on the door, and this lady opens it up, who was obviously a customer there. She was standing in line, only person there, and the dude was behind the counter. He had obviously locked the door for a reason. So I get in there, and he looks at me dead in the face. As soon as I walk in, he's like, we're out of cars. We got no cars. I'm like, well, fuck. I reserved one on the website. He's like, well, that's more of a reservation. It's more of a request than a reservation. They don't really honor those. They just sort of overbook everything because I guess the corporations would rather not lose money than inconvenience you. So the lady looks at me, and she's like, sorry, because and she looks at me like, sorry. I'm like, oh, it's not your fault. It's nobody's. It's the corporation's fault. It's no one in this room's fault. And he's like, oh, that's cool, man. I appreciate that. And he's like, hold on a second. I'll square you away in a minute. So he gives the lady the last rental car at Shep's, and so she takes it and leaves. And so I'm sitting there. He's like, hey, let me see what I can do. And he starts looking around. He's like, yeah, I'm trying to figure something out. He's like, come with me. And so we walk out the back. There's one car in the lot in the back. And he's like, all right, let me see what I can do. Do you have $200 cash? And I'm like, not on me. He's like, well, give me $200 cash, and I'll see what I can do. I'm like, what do you mean see what you? Does it mean is this $200 on top of me renting the car, or is this just $200 and I get a car? He's like, just come back with $200 and we'll take care of you. I'm like, all right. So I run across the street to the liquor store, and that's when I call Jerry, and I go, Jerry, hey, is there a way I could borrow? Because I don't use my debit card, so I don't even know if my debit card works. I never take money out of a debit card. And so at that point, I called Jerry. I'm like, hey, could you run me to my bank so I can take money out of the bank? He's like, well, I'll just forward you the money if you can't get out. So I try the debit card. I get the $200 out. Jerry comes, picks me up, takes me back to Shep Levitt's rental car place. And the guy just like, hey man, I got the $200, and he's like, oh, okay, cool. I can give you the shop rate. It's what we charge the garages when people have their cars in, which is $40 a day. And I'm like, okay, because I had reserved a car for $70 a day, and the only car on the lot he had was a car that was $170 a day. I'm like, well,
so
that's
way better than the car you were going to get.
Half of what I was going to pay, and 3 times less than what I would have to pay if I decided just to rent that car that was on the lot.
Yeah.
He's like, I'll give it to you for that. He's like, all right. So he takes me out to the back. He's like, let's just just go ahead and put the stuff in the cup holder, and let me take some pictures. So he goes around taking pictures of the car in case there are any scratches. I go and drop the $200 in the cup holder, and I get out, and he's like, okay, man. He hands me the keys. He's like, all right, just have it back here on Monday. I'm like, wow, $200 cash, which was
Do you think the Shep Kringle Corporation saw a penny of those $200?
Well, he quoted me the rate of $40 a day. And then he
Right.
gave me the paperwork as if, the big long receipt you get printed out every
Right.
time you rent a car. And I'm like, all right, well, something here is, there's something, numbers are going back to the main corporate at Shep Kringle's. Like Shep Kringle's is getting some sort of numbers.
Right.
And so what I think happened is he gave me the car rate, which is $40 a day, the shop rate.
Yeah.
And that times 3 days is
120.
120. And I gave him
Pockets 80.
Yeah, I gave him 200, and so I think he pocketed 80
Wow.
for his troubles. So,
Wow. And then he tells you.
Then he goes, when I get ready to leave, he's like, hey, man, you ever want to do this again, just call up Shep Kringle's, ask for Lou, and say you want the same deal. I'm like, all right, Lou.
You're going to Shep Kringle's forever now.
I'm a Shep Kringle's loyalist whenever Lou's working.
You're a Lou guy.
I'm a Lou guy.
You're a Lou guy now.
All names have been changed to protect the guilty.
Yes, they have.
So,
but if you ever at a Shep Kringle's,
ask for Lou.
ask for Lou.
And ask for the deal from last time.
Ask for the deal from last time.
Because, dude, it saved me. Had I got the car I had originally rented for the rate I originally requested, it still would have been like $150 more
Right.
than what I spent.
Shady as fuck.
Shady AF.
Shady AF.
And when he goes, just put the stuff in the cup holder, like I'm like still like,
Uh-huh.
I don't work like this is not how I operate my normal
Right.
life.
Right.
I'm not used to like, hey man, I'm not used to like the weird handshakes.
These
and
back dollar deals, man.
I'm not used to that stuff. So he's like, put the stuff in the cup holder. It takes. I'm thrown for a second. I'm like, what stuff's he talking about? I'm like, oh,
You're putting your luggage back there. You don't know.
because
Putting your luggage in the cup holder.
Because I'm sitting there with the 200 in my hand. I'm getting ready, just like in broad daylight, to hand him 200 in cash.
He's like,
and
no,
like-
no, no, you idiot. You put that away.
He's like, whoa, 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 whoa. I don't know what you're talking about. Lou doesn't operate
the
that
moral
way.
of the story is don't be pissed if things don't go your way because you might be, if you're just friendly, look what happened. You got the backdoor
I
deal.
was one of the guys that wasn't yelling at him.
Yeah.
Apparently,
there
other
it is.
people were berating the dude.
Yeah.
And it's not Lou's fault.
Right.
It's Shep Kringle's fault for taking the requests.
Yes. Eddie would have let the old person with the walker go in front
Right.
of him at the pharmacy.
Because that old person, maybe they're head of Warner Brothers Studios.
I probably could have gotten extra. They probably would have given me like meth. I was like, here you go. Thank you. Thank you for letting that pierce. Since you let
don't
that
know.
old person
You don't
go
know.
forward,
You don't know.
here's heroin on the house. Here's a couple of baggies of cocaine just for you. Right? There it is.
Right. You just simply be nice to people, and who knows what your reward's
you
going
have
to
to
be,
do.
whether it's legal or illegal.
That's true. Now, I know we want to bring Good Willow Hunting back soon, but Cody,
Mm-hmm.
I have an idea.
Yeah.
A you and I version of Good Willow Hunting where we have Eddie watch Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul, and then we recap.
Better Call Saul back tonight, I think.
Yeah. I'm just now watching.
Last year.
Is that season 5?
Yeah.
Oh, my God. I mean, dude, I'm 2 episodes in, and it's like, Jesus Christ.
But how many seasons was Breaking Bad?
6?
6, I think.
And how
It's
many
all on
episodes?
Netflix.
How many episodes per season?
Like
10?
12 or 13.
Like it's going to take me a while to get through.
Not really. I don't think so.
No,
Jerry, you got through it after it
I don't
aired, right?
have TV.
Yes. I saw it all in 1 week in Vegas. Pretty much. I just binged it. And because once
Well, if
you
I was on
start-
the road, yeah, you can binge watch.
I still say we find a way to do this because you're missing out, Eddie. It is,
The crazy thing about it is that if they stick the landing, I think Better Call Saul might be a better show than Breaking
that's
Bad.
great because I go and I don't know what order yet still, but it's Sopranos, Breaking Bad, Better Call Saul. I think are the best.
See, and I've never seen a minute of any of those.
Jesus, Eddie, man, I mean, it is like it's so fucking good. If you watch Breaking Bad, you'll be hooked by the first episode, no question. You're like, oh, what the fuck? And then it just gets better and better and better. And then you get to the shit Ryan Johnson starts fucking directing. And you're like, this is the best hour of TV I've ever seen in my life. Like, it just gets, oh, shit. And then Better Call Saul keeps the momentum. It does what Breaking Bad did so well, too, is it mixes the crazy fucking dramatic intense shit with literally super funny laugh out loud moments. Like it happens. It's just it's amazing. It is, whoo boy, it is, man, it's so good. But okay, here's my question for Cody. What do you think he should, is it better to watch Better Call Saul first since it technically takes place before?
I don't think so.
You go, I think I would too.
Because there's too many moments in Better Call Saul where you're like seeing some characters that you already have context for, having seen Breaking Bad, that I think would kind of mess that up. Oh, and the Breaking Bad movie is really good too.
El Camino's tremendous. That is such a great flick. Like, I think Cody's right, because if you watch Breaking Bad first, it's so much more jaw dropping and awesome. There's a scene in Better Call Saul that ends. One of the episodes, Cody will know, where someone's driving off and in the background you see a fast food chain. And you're like, and if you've seen Breaking Bad, you're like, oh shit. And like, oh, it's.
Yeah. And Jerry, I don't know if you're there yet, but there's a character in this season of Better Call Saul, and I think he's more in the back half of the season. That is just like the best character on the show. That you probably haven't even spent much time with yet. Better
than Lalo.
That's who I'm talking about.
Oh, Lalo. Yeah, no. So Lalo is, oh shit. He's the guy who played the guy who is dating the girl's mom in the Hawkeye show, Eddie. The guy who was
the swordsman.
The swordsman. It's him. Jesus Christ.
He is one of the scariest villains you've ever seen.
My God. He's a perfect villain, because there are moments when you see him and think that must be the coolest guy to hang out with. And then the very next scene, you're like, oh God, I want nothing to do with this guy ever again. Like, it is.
You've got some Lalo moments coming up.
I can't wait. So, yeah. Right. Oh, fuck, man. Right. Yeah. Right now, the episode I just was at was where some things got stuck in a drainage pipe. And Nacho had to go, and that's where I'm at right now. So I'm very early on. So am I on season 5 or 6? I forgot. 5, right?
I think you're on 5. Yeah,
5. Okay, yeah. Oh, dude, Lalo is,
because I think Lalo shows up at the very end of season 4.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I remember thinking, like, what is this guy? Because he's just a dude cooking, and and I'm like, who the fuck is this guy? And then when he's like, oh my God, like, he's not a chef. Like, this guy is fucking something else, man. He is. Oh God, and what's really cool, Eddie, is 90% of these characters aren't in Breaking Bad. So you're like, well, what the fuck happens? You know what I mean? You're like, how? Like, right. What happens to these people? Like, oh man, I can't. Oh, it's just. And then now we got extra geek out shit, because as of this taping, the whole world has seen the Love and Thunder teaser like 18 million times. God damn. I got goosebumps when Sweet Child of Mine kicked in with the Marvel logo. That was like, oh, fuck. And we get the glimpse of Russell Crowe as Zeus. Oh, that is, man. But is he just going to be gone? Is he just fodder? Because for Christian
Bale,
like
flashback sort of things?
I wonder because Cody, you're not watching. Are you watching? You've seen Moon Knight, right?
Yeah.
You know when they have the Ennead, the meeting of the gods. Mm-hmm. There's some missing ones. I know one of them is Khonshu, one of them's Amit, but those other two. Did Christian Bale already kill them? That's what I wonder if they're going to tie.
Well, it said Osiris was there. Osiris was there, right?
Yeah, Osiris, her husband, and their kid, and then the black woman who was completely dressed up like she just came from Wakanda. I mean, who knows? Like, maybe one of those, because
how similar are the Greek gods to the Egyptian gods?
Not close at all. That's right. Where, yeah. So. Yeah, but one thing that's just interesting about Moon Knight is I think Bast is the Egyptian god that might be the Black Panther god in Black Panther, the Wakandan, that giant panther. Right. That might be Bast, the Egyptian god. So I wonder if they're going to tie all of that in, like, and that would be interesting if some of those Egyptian gods were already killed by Christian Bale's character. You know, the other two that were missing. I mean, who knows? But this is man.
I'm curious how they're going to tie all this God stuff up with the Eternals and Moon Knight, and now it looks like with Thor: Love and Thunder. Like you're going to a
Yeah.
lot of different god shit.
There's
And
a
it's
lot
not
of God
like,
shit.
It's not like the MCU to leave. I mean, there's holes in the MCU storylines, and there's
Sure.
threads that are always left untied. But to like, those are some major hanging threads for them not to somehow bring all together in some
Yeah,
way.
I hope at least, I'm really enjoying Moon Knight, but it would be nice if we got some kind of explanation as to why the Eternals aren't there. Why the Eternals never showed up in ancient Egypt. It would be nice to get some kind of, something. Who knows?
Yeah.
But but again, they might have not had to if the Ennead was already there and there's like, nah, we're good. We got this,
Right.
and they're like, all right, we don't have to worry about this.
But that
this
would be
part of the
really
world.
weird. That would be against what the Eternals are there for.
Yeah.
Because the Prime Eternal knows what they're there for.
Right.
To birth a Celestial from this planet.
So
I don't know. Maybe maybe whoever's there is teaching that population in Egypt how to evolve and grow, and so they're not needed in that particular area, so
Right.
they just back
Right.
away instead of having conflict. I don't know.
this is going to be interesting to see how they tie
Very
it all in.
interesting.
I'm very excited for.
And to see freaking Jane Foster grab Mjolnir.
That's great, and it looks like you said, they're not going to It's not a multiverse Mjolnir. That looks like the
Mjolnir
one that
from Ragnarok.
looks like the one that Hela destroyed.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's man. This is going to be fun. I'm very excited for this.
Who was the girl he was kissing on the pirate boat?
I have no idea. And is that a flashback? Because I don't know. Like,
Or is that what he's doing? Or is that what he's doing now? After I was trying to piece it
Post-Guardians,
together,
he's just-
Guardians
yeah.
leaving, and he doesn't want to be a hero anymore. So
He's
now
just-
he's going to be a pirate.
Yeah, just living his life. Who knows? And I'm assuming. I think something. I don't know, but I'm assuming something bad's going to happen to Zeus, and that's what's going to call him back into action. It's like, well, shit. I need to take up arms again because of this thing is just killing gods. So
Yeah.
I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see. But man, hate to do this,
Oh man.
but
Okay.
contractual.
Skeletor. We had two examples in this show early in the show where Jerry was mean to a person
Yeah.
and got what he wanted. I was nice to a person and I ended up getting more than I wanted.
Yeah.
So have you have any examples of like how you should behave with other people in order to get what you want?
Eddie, that's a wonderful question. I'm glad that you asked me that. It brings back a lot of wonderful memories where I was, I guess you could call me a Boy Scout, and other times where I was a bit of a scoundrel, and it's tough to answer this because it all works out for me. I don't know what to say, buddy. It all works out for me, whether I'm an asshole or whether I'm a good guy. It all works out for the big S. The big S comes out on top no matter what kind, no matter how I treat other people. For instance, I helped an old lady walk across the street one time. I'll never forget this. It was a very busy day in Eternia. I thought, you know what, let me give her a hand. I help her across the street. I go get some scratch-offs. $55,000 right then and there, okay? Guess what I did? Just to test it, she was still where I'd left her. I bludgeoned her to death. Guess what? Another scratch off, $75,000. So, it all works out for the big S at the end. And, I guess the one place where the way I've acted doesn't really matter because it's just a black hole is He-Man's mother's pussy. You guys get that? You didn't think I was going to do that, did you?
Such a long route to take.
God.
to
Could
get
have
there.
just opened with the pussy thing.
Right? He could have
Save
just
us all a lot of time.
a lot of time.
That's where you got those shingles, by the way, huh? Fumes from that giant vagina just seeped into your world, and look at your fucking face now.
All right, man. Does he have to
Wow.
get personal?
Jesus.
Jesus Christ. Whew. God almighty. It's just...
Whether I've paid for abortions or got the abortion, did it myself, it all works out for the big S. Follow that, Cody!
Jesus Christ, Cody. I'm sorry.
God.
Wow. God.
Wow, he does his own.
He does his own.
Wow.
Let me be the bigger person, Cody. I'm sorry that you have to follow that.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Jeez.
I mean,
That's rough.
I'll do my best. That felt very pointed and directed at me to
My
set me up
goodness.
for failure. But
Jesus.
you can find me at Cinesnob Cody on Twitter. Also, Cinesnob Podcast, wherever you get podcasts. We're off this week, but we'll be back next week to review The Northman and The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent.
Have you seen either one yet?
I've seen both.
Can you say what you think of either one yet?
I think so. Yeah. Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent. I saw it South by Southwest. So
You said it's fun, right?
It's really fun. Yeah,
Yeah.
It's a really fun movie. It works really well as a buddy comedy. Don't love the third act as much, but the buddy comedy nature of it is good. And then I love The Northman. It's
Nice.
It's my favorite Robert Eggers movie so far.
He's done some good ones too, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's done The Lighthouse and The Witch.
Yeah.
This one's a little bit more. It's probably his most accessible movie,
Okay.
but yeah, really good.
Nice. Very good. Eddie?
5 days a week, patreon.com, The Ralph Report. Tuesdays, Fridays, Ramble Radio. And then Wednesdays, we got Ramble.
Look at that. Ramble prop hair. You can find me at all the same places. You can find Eddie and Cody Ramble-wise. I'm also back on Twitch, twitch.tv/Retro Rocha, and YouTube. But taking a break for the next 2 weeks, most likely. But yeah, you know, when I'm back, you know where to find me and us and all that good shit. Now stay safe. We love you all. Take care. We'll see you tomorrow for the regular Ramble. So there you go. Take care, everybody. Bye.